Good evening. It is Thursday, November 7th, 2024. I am Daniela Edwin. Welcome to the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. We are on Flow Channel 117, Kiss FM, the Caribbean Hot FM mobile app, and the Caribbean Hot 7 TV Facebook page. Not forgetting those of you using the Hot 7 plug and play antenna. Thank you so much for joining us. On Wednesday, November 6th, 2024, about 6 p.m., police officers attached to the Criminal Investigations Department responded to a report of a stabbing at Millennium Highway, Castries. Initial reports indicated that one male victim was accosted by two suspects, causing varying injuries to his body. He was conveyed to the OKAO hospital via private means and eventually succumbed at the medical facility. A post-mortem examination is scheduled for a subsequent date. The deceased has been identified as 35-year-old Danjuma Paul Butcher, a resident of Millennium Highway, Castries. During the conduct of investigations, two suspects were formally arrested. Anyone with information regarding this incident is asked to contact the Criminal Investigations Department at 456-3770. Alternatively, anonymous tips can be provided by dialing 555, the crime hotline, or by utilizing the crime hotline app. The guardian of a 79-year-old woman is grateful that she is home safely after more than 24 hours of no contact. The caretaker expressed gratitude to the public who informed that the elderly woman who resides in Rodney Bay was in Soufrière.
Caretakers of 79-year-old Virginia Julita Ernest sounded the alarm that she was missing on the morning of November 7, 2024. They shared a flyer on social media urging the public to inform them about Ernest's whereabouts. According to the poster, she was last seen on November 6 at 9:30 a.m. in the Rodney Bay area wearing a black shirt and black shoes. Shanice Eugene, family friend of the woman, shared more information about her disappearance.
She left home in the Rodney Bay area around after 10 a.m. this morning, yesterday morning actually, and we noticed later that she did not return home. So we went around. She usually goes to the Rodney Bay area or Castries and comes back home, but she's not been there. So we contacted the police, went to the hospital to see if she ended up there, but she's not there. And now we're just trying to find out where she is.
At the time of this interview, Eugene disclosed that she had received tips that Ernest could possibly be in Soufrière. This, she says, was later confirmed.
So a few people have called. They said they saw her in Soufrière. She's originally from Lamaze, Choiseul. So someone called and said they saw her in Soufrière last week, and someone called and said they saw her in Soufrière last night.
Police officers from the Soufrière police station informed Eugene that Ernest was indeed in the Sulphur City and at their office. Eugene stated that she was initially unsure how Ernest got to Soufrière, as they reside in the north of the island. The caretaker thought this was the first time that Ernest had wandered off. However, she was informed by members of the public that Ernest had been taking buses to Soufrière without their knowledge and returning undetected.
Okay, I hope you guys do get in contact with her and you guys get to return her home. Please send us updates if she returns. And
She suffers from dementia and did not leave home with her cellular device. According to the information Eugene received, Ernest was allegedly in the company of an individual with a mental disorder. Ernest's guardians intend to provide more round-the-clock attention to ensure she does not go missing again.
I mean, we have trackers and everything. I think we're just going to have we're probably going to have some money for 24/7, or put something on her that she will probably not leave at home or something. That's pretty much what we can do. I think it's an issue of her going to Soufrière. Actually, didn't even go that far without our knowledge, and so late that she was not able to come back.
The family and friends of Ernest thank the public for their assistance in her safe return. For the Hot 7 TV News, Chrissy Bakey reporting.
A vehicular collision on the morning Castries has left a resident shaken up and calling for the authorities to regulate the use of smaller roadways by larger vehicles.
One individual who was traveling aboard a minibus which collided with a silver vehicle on Mont Fortune at about midday on Thursday, November 7th, was injured in the process and taken to a medical facility for treatment. As the scene unfolded, a resident whose home is situated at the base of the road where the minibus came to a halt was plotting her escape as she believed the bus would have descended on her house.
The accident a few minutes ago, to tell you the honest truth, I'm still traumatized. Because not that I was expecting. I was just going into the kitchen to check a pan on the fire, and all I heard is, boom. When I looked out through the window, this blue bus, I sure saw this blue bus coming down into the house. And I'm telling you, all I did was to grab my little girl. But I will not say what I said when I grab her. Because out that door, you have to look where you're going, if it's left, if it's right. So it's a little bit, oh boy, I don't know.
Shaken yet agitated, the resident called for increased road safety measures, drawing reference to what she believes to be the cause of some accidents.
But I need to tell the authorities, please, the road, we need a little bit more safety on the road. Number one priority is the container trucks that's coming up to the Mon. Listen, years ago, the container trucks were passing through the Millennium Highway. All of a sudden now we have that. The roads from the top by Williams coming down, the roads are, the traffic, it is too heavy for the roads, especially below the wall. Please look at that.
By her account, the resident's reaction was a natural response based off something that happened to a loved one decades ago that remains fresh in her mind despite the length of time it has been.
Years ago, the Lachok Road, there's a container truck who overturned at least, I would say around 35 years ago, and my son was in that. Yellow was the bus driver. And praise God, he used his initiative to turn that bus and go back.
The resident asserted that larger vehicles should be restricted to using the Millennium Highway and echoed her call for the relevant parties to manage the traffic situation.
That's why they build the Millennium Highway for that. But people don't want to take their time because heaven is open, heaven is in Martinique. So they go they want to go. And people's lives below the road are at risk. The authorities need to take a good look at what is going on. It is not political, it is for our safety, it is for saving lives.
Reporting for the Hot 7 TV News, I am Jasmine Duncan.
The CEO of the non-profit organization Donation Foundation is sending a strong message to the young women who have or plan to leave home without notice, those who typically harbor them, and the parents who may miss the signs that there is trouble looming. Chrissy Bakey shares the details.
In recent times, there has been a surge in the disappearance of young women on the island. In many instances, they return home a few days later or after the family has sought assistance from the public, with an understanding that some may be escaping difficult situations or even go against their will. Diane Felician, CEO and founder of Donation Foundation, had a special message for the females that while leaving home may seem like the most ideal option, it is not.
My message to these young ladies is, understandably, there may be reasons why you would think or choose to run away or leave your parents' home. However, I would say this is not always the best to do.
As reported in a previous news report, a young lady from Kakobabono who was missing for a week was being housed in Vieux-Fort without her family's knowledge. Also, there have been other reported cases where females are being harbored by males and they return home after a number of days. Felician urged the public to bear in mind that resources are being expelled to locate individuals and that sheltering of these individuals, particularly females, is wrong.
I would say to the people who keep on harboring these young ladies that think about the family, think about, persons that are out there searching, think about the resources and everything that is putting into, finding these young ladies. I would not encourage you to harbor the young ladies, but when these young ladies come to your home, I would ask you to please find out why they are running away. Try to see if you could get them the help that is needed. There are options out there. There is the Ministry of Equity. There are foundations like Donation Foundation. There are options where you could find out what is happening and get help to these young ladies instead of harboring them at your homes.
Felicia also called on parents to play a more active role in the lives of their children, as this proactive approach can help deter children from leaving home if they have an issue.
To the parents, sometimes we have to listen to what is being said, listen to what is not being said. And as sometimes, we think that we know everything that is happening with the children, and we don't. They speak to their friends, they speak to other individuals. I would encourage everybody to play their part to avoid the number of young ladies that we have missing or the number of young ladies we have running away. Listen, engage, seek help. That would be my message to everyone.
There have been cases where females are taken in by male individuals who believe they are at the age for consent. Felicia is appealing to the men to be mindful and verify this information, as it is against the law to interfere with a minor.
Well, again, sometimes we have our young ladies are looking a lot older than they are. And sometimes they would tell you the age that they are definitely not. However, I would encourage the men to ensure that due diligence is done. Do not just entertain or take a young lady to your house without doing your due diligence, because there are laws governing, there are things that are happening, there are changes that are happening, and it's not worth 2 minutes or 1 second of fun that you end up behind bars, or that the life of a young lady is being destroyed because of you not doing your due diligence.
The Donation Foundation remains available to provide support for the youth, and they encourage anyone who needs assistance to reach out to them. For the Hot 7 TV News, Chrissy Bakey reporting.
Still in the first segment of the broadcast, the POV. Today you shared your thoughts on how difficult it is to find a job in Saint Lucia. Here is your point of view.
So I think it's a matter of really changing the mindset. It's not so much of going out there and get a job, but the mindset has to be changed to creating a job if you can't get one. And I think there are lots of agencies that have been established now. You have the MSME Loan Grant Facility, Ministry of Commerce. You have the Youth Economy Agency, recently established, that can give you support in creating employment for yourself. And I think a lot has been done in that regard, because based on the last figures I heard quoted, in terms of the unemployment figures, it has declined from a high of about 24% recently to now 11%. So something good is happening, and I think jobs are being created.
No, not to my knowledge at all, man.
Why do you think?
Because the economy is really growing good, and my government is doing a damn good job, man. And I like it. I love my minister.
To me, really, it's not really hard to get a job in Saint Lucia. According to right now, we have some young people that they just naturally they don't want to work. Okay, naturally they don't want to work. All what they want is a hand to mouth. They carry that for you, give them $5 good, and they don't want to work the whole day, because you could even implement something to be done for your own self. You don't have to wait for the system. Okay, so most of us, again, the young people, they don't have that work ethics in them. Simple as that, and that is it.
No, it's not harder. It depends on the job you want to do. End of story. Some people want to be accountant, and they can't even want to get them. Some of them want to be lawyers, and they can't even make a case. It depends on the job you want to do. So, that's how it is.
It depends on if you're looking, because there's a lot of things to do in Saint Lucia. You can go ask your neighbor to cut his grass, to try and look for little things to try and do. So If you decide to just stay in the house and do nothing, then you get nothing. You have to go and look for it. Because there's a lot of places that hire in these days, a lot. You're just going online on Facebook and you're seeing there's a lot of places looking for people. There's a lot of places hiring. If you don't like certain work, you do it for the time. And when you do it for the time, you get something better. And also, you do the work you don't like, you further yourself, further your education. That's how you do better.
I wouldn't really know if it is or not, but I believe what a man wants to achieve, or a woman, that they steadfastly, diligently keep seeking after it, and you'll get it no matter what it is, whether it's a job or not. But as you see, the food gala, we're on the hustle. Sometimes you have to create the job for yourself. So don't give up on yourself. Maybe the job is inside of you and you need to find it. But don't give up, keep searching, and I'm sure you'll find something. This is Flow Pro. I represent Pro Showcase Services. Thank you, Hot 7.
Not these days, but I think that, a lot of people are averse to manual labor, which is the job that are mostly available. And, it's kind of difficult, at least in my experience, to work in a environment organization, because you find that St. Lucians there's a lot of bad work culture. People get together, they talk about you, they ostracize you, they try to bully you. Even women do these things these days. So sometimes you go into an organization, just planning to work, make your money, go your step on the ladder, go up, and then you find that because of the bad work culture, and you just don't want to stay there. And a lot of people don't stay in work because of that. But I think unemployment is actually going down in St. Lucia. There's a lot of jobs now. And it's all a matter of having a goal, a purpose. If you have that, you can put up with a lot of shit.
Look out for our reporters or head over to our Facebook and Instagram pages at Caribbean Hot 7 TV to share your point of view on trending topics in the news. Coming up next, a local contractor urges clients to act in their best interests by conducting background checks before hiring a contractor. And Friday to be recognized as No Iron Day, calling for workers to go to work without pressing their clothes. All that and so much more coming up when we return.